Hey, I'm Josh from Vacuums R Us in Colorado. I'm going to cover a really common, really cheap, really simple fix for a serious problem with Dyson full-size stick vacuums, so like the V10, the V11. There is a stress point that frequently breaks on these canisters right here where the handle is. So you're grabbing this thing and you're kind of ranking it around and we get cracks right here. And ultimately what ends up happening is the crack gets worse and the entire handle will crack off. There's electrical components going through here and you lose connectivity through here and the machine won't function anymore. So we're going to kind of do a hack job on this. It's not pretty, but it is functional, and it'll save you having to replace the vacuum or do a costly repair. Dyson doesn't sell this housing as a component at all. They sell the housing with the motor assembly and the circuit board and everything as a full assembly, which is very expensive for such a small, plastic part. There are some companies, Asia imports a lot of our garbage, and then they strip it and they resell the parts to us. So you can actually find this housing for sale through some markets like AliExpress and stuff like that. We've actually played around with that before, and what we're finding is that most of the parts that we're getting, they're broken in the exact same way that the parts that we're replacing are. So, because I don't think they know. I don't think they know that that particular thing right there is the serious issue. So realistically, replacing just the part isn't a viable option, but this is going to work. All right, before we start this repair, disclaimer time. This video is for informational purposes only. These repairs should only be done by factory authorized technicians in vacuum stores. If something goes wrong here, I am not responsible for any issues that might arise. If the vacuum becomes sentient and eats your cat, not our problem. Seriously though, watch the entire video. A lot of these repairs are very difficult. Make sure you're confident in performing this repair before you start, because the last thing in the world you want to do is take this machine apart and then bring it into a repair shop because you couldn't complete the repair. Many repair shops, like ours, will not accept machines once they've been messed around with. So make sure you can do this before you start, because you're in it to win it. So I'm going to use a two-part epoxy. There are a ton of two-part epoxies that work. JB Weld is really well known. And so what you do is you put two globs of the two different colors on there, equal sized globs. And you should be wearing gloves. I did not, and this stuff will never wash off. And then you mix it together. I just get a strip of cardboard, because this stuff when it dries is a train wreck. You want to be careful to not get it anywhere that it shouldn't be. All right, so now we kind of have this gray color, which is nice because it kind of matches the housing. And we're gonna generously goop it on there. And I'm gonna kind of push it in so that it gets in the crack itself. I really want to get that inside the crack. It's going to end up getting it all over the place, but it's a vacuum cleaner. We're looking for function, and I don't want it to break again. This is a customer repair that we're doing here, so we want to make sure this lasts for them. So I kind of jam it in there in the cracks as best as I can. All right, so now that it's jammed in there, now I'm going to kind of glop some on across where the crack was. And kind of pile it on right there. Alright. And that right there is adequate. Now this stuff dries rock hard. It was actually, they have, JB Weld also has a specific plastic weld for doing plastics. This is their generic stuff that was actually intended originally, I think, for metal. But that's going to dry, it's going to dry solid, and they're going to be back in business. This will probably serve them for several more years.